Mr. D-Roy, it is a beautiful day to be here in our studio, getting ready to chat for a bit. How you been doing, big man?
How have I been doing? That's a question. Well, since our last recording, or since last time we talked, or since this morning.
I know it's been a mile and a while since the last time we threw up a recording, so I apologize. It's my fault. Once I get out of April 15th mode, things kind of slacked off, and it's my fault, right, D-Roy?
Sure. If you're gonna take the blame, I'm gonna let you take it. But yeah, we're gonna try. I mean, we try to pump out content. We've got a lot busier since we started this.
Oh yes, sir, you have.
We took pride in every week, every show, and we were there for a while. Went through the suspension, came back with a vengeance, and we're still gonna try to bring it. Now we miss sometimes here and there. Adam's a traveling man. I'm a traveling man, but overall, you get what you pay for.
We got to get it, man. The people are still listening.
They're more than ever.
My son, he wanted to look at the numbers yesterday, and I'm like, holy cow, man! It's not like COVID and you just fell off the cliff. It's like people are still there.
Yep.
Again, I like to look at it thinking, if Derek and I were to go to the local high school and say, we're going to chat about our lives and nothingness for a half an hour at a time, how many people would show up in a room? That number is staggering to me.
That is. Now, if that local high school encompassed the world,
yes,
and how many come out. But no, we appreciate everybody listening. And yeah, I mean, during our hiatus, I'll call it, our brief hiatus.
Yes.
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
I drive a lot. Went back down to Southern California during this time. That we'll get to all that probably because I got some stuff to talk about. Listen to a lot of podcasts. Some of them are business and reseller related. Me and you are just different. We're a different breed of cat.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
I mean, we're not going to sit down and say, here's what you do, here's how you break. I mean, I think at the first we kind of tried and
yeah.
But I figure the people listening to us kind of know their business enough. They just want something to keep them engaged and entertained. They don't need somebody lecturing to them and telling them, man, if you're not pulling 5-time profit, what are you even doing?
5X and 3X. And
yeah,
your cost of goods sold.
Or this is how I make my spreadsheet and stuff like that. That's just not us.
No.
But if you want entertaining stories that usually have something to do with reselling or making money, somewhere in the mix there, this is your show, and I think people find it. They can kind of relate to us. If nothing else, I think they got a couple new friends.
Oh, yeah.
That understand them. People have... I mean, there's these reseller events all across. People are kind of like doing their own eBay Open now. And at first I was kind of like, man, we need to get in on that. Or, like, why aren't people inviting us? That kind of thing. But then the more I listen, I'm like, we're just different. Like, or they can bring us there to talk about, not wearing a towel at the pool or kind of some of the stories that we share from time to time. All these people are like, I go get my pallets from this company, and then I bring them down to the warehouse. I have a team of people I found at Home Depot that sort this way, and then I'm going to send this into Amazon fulfilled by merchant. I mean, it's good, or they're really into the YouTube thing, and we're not. So,
no.
we got a pretty good audience for what we do,
yeah.
And we appreciate everybody listening, and, we'll bring you content as we can, but I will probably never be invited to be the keynote speaker somewhere because we just don't play the game. I mean, we're not the political side of things.
No, we are definitely not. And if there's any story with pallets and warehouse, it's about Derek piercing the Gaylord of honey and sprinkled everywhere. That's the only story, and it's a true story.
It was more than sprinkled. Yeah, I had that brought up again on. Anyway. Yeah.
All I know is I'm pretty sure I know what you've been doing.
Oh, let's hear it.
You've been out there making that money. I pulled in the parking lot, and I seen that sparkly new car. Ooh, that thing's good looking, my friend.
That sparkly new car was my wife's car that we've had for years.
See, that's a thing.
We upgrade her, I get the old one.
D-Roy knows, I mean, his sparkly new, it looks brand new because he takes care of his vehicles.
You know where that car's from?
I have no idea.
It spent its first probably 7 or 8 years of life in Pahrump, Nevada.
Oh, P-Town, huh?
And sat out in the sun, not covered for 7 or 8 years.
Oh, boy.
So by the time D-Roy got it, it was well used, let's just say. Mechanically and everything, low mileage, runs great. Inside looks fine, had tinted windows. Outside, it sat out in the desert for a few years.
Man, you see, you're bringing back the good times. I'm getting ready to head out to the DCs here in a bit. I'm going to reconnect with a high school friend. Works out there at the Library of Congress.
Married man, I don't need to know all these details, Adam. I know your wife doesn't listen, but I mean, you're getting a little bold. You're getting a little bold here.
Works at the Library of Congress, is going to help us in a couple different places. Looking forward to that. But you guys are always playing this classmate of the day game, so I think I'm going to play the classmate of the game.
Good.
That car was probably one of my old school teachers. You know,
that's probably a good chance it was. And that was a good car. We ended up. Maybe I'll get into this. I don't know if this episode or not, but how we got bought a car from the state.
Oh yeah,
for my wife's new car. It's just man, just money. Like you say, I'm making money, but I've been spending. I've been spending a good chunk.
And it takes money to spend money.
And I'm going to get me one of those Joe Exotic. I don't know if you remember him from the Tiger King shirts that just say, I'm never going to financially recover from this. Like that's our friend. So we ended up down in Disneyland. And we'll probably get more into that later. But my friend, family, the painters, we had Mike on the show.
Michael Benjamin.
They were down there at the same time.
Yeah, and you guys coordinated the trip.
I wish. I won't get into any of that either. But we ran into each other a couple times, but not nearly as much as I'd like to have spent time with them. Anyways, his brother Christopher.
Oh yes.
Had that shirt with Joe Exotic wearing his Mickey Mouse ears that said, "I'm never going to financially recover from this trip" or something like that. Probably best shirt I saw at Disney.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I mean, it does take money, and man, eBay's been slow, but when I do get sales, I have higher ticket items, so it's selling for more. So I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's eBay. I don't know if it's just the economy.
I've been listening. I think it's a combination of everything. eBay's trying some new things. They're getting into the lives like Whatnot. They definitely realize that their, I guess, quote unquote, market share is dwindling. People are spending less. All that free money is kind of dried up, and it's a weird time. So I guess that's a question to you, Roy. I really want to kind of hop in here to the Netflix, the Goldin. What do you call it? The Goldin Treasure.
Let's get into the Goldin. I've heard this show is coming out.
Okay.
For people that don't know, Goldin Auctions. There's a man named Ken Goldin.
Ken Goldin.
And he started a company basically selling collectibles.
Yeah.
And he's scaled up pretty good amount of money. He's got some pretty big investors. Peyton Manning's an investor. That Logan Paul's an investor. Some of these bigger name celebrities that collect as well put a lot of money into his company. And what he does is he goes out and he tries to find the high end, the best of the best stuff, and he'll buy it before it goes on eBay or whatever. He wants to do the auctioning, and so then they'll come to Goldin Auctions. There's a certain type of person that has a lot of money, and we've talked about these people before. There's those of us that go over on eBay or we go on wherever, and we're looking for the best deal, or we're looking for certain items. And then there's people that just have more money than time, and they like to go to somebody like Ken Goldin and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a 1-of-1 Tom Brady, whatever, PSA graded. I don't care what it costs."
Yes.
So he goes and tries to find these cards, not have them go up on eBay or one of those places where there could be competition or whatever. Come and put it in front of a certain group of people and say, "Hey, we're starting the bid at $60,000, and it's going to be over in a week. What do you got?" And so when we started doing PSA a lot, on submitting to PSA, we get a magazine quarterly, or is it monthly? Monthly. And I noticed Ken Goldin and his auctions advertised a lot in that magazine.
Yes,
they're always trying to buy. They're always trying to show what things have sold for. And they'll sell anything. I mean, from a Babe Ruth signed bat to a William Shatner toupee or whatever. I mean, whatever it is, if it's collectible memorabilia.
Hair from presidents.
Yeah, they're going to sell it. So Netflix did this show, kind of like a documentary. It's kind of like a Pawn Stars meets a Picker show.
Yeah.
It's a little It's a little scripted. I mean, you can tell it's a little scripted. That's not how offices and stuff work, but it's just for entertainment value. But the actual items and stuff that they're selling, 100% legit. They just go around the country, kind of doing what me and Adam try to do in a smaller extent, of going and buying things, and then they'll show you the process and how they sell and what they sell for. The second list came out, I was getting people telling me I need to watch it. I'd heard it before. And then I go home, and my dad and my brother are almost upset with me that I haven't watched it yet. The day after it came out, because they watched it. After. So then I blow through and watch it all, and go and talk with them the next day, and they can't believe I watched it all. So, I mean, you can't win. But
no. And you told me the same thing. You're like, hey, you got to watch this. I spent a little bit of time and rolled together. I mean, for us, it's always interesting because, Derek's been in the game a long time. I guess now I have, and I'm kind of dialing in, I started out going to thrift stores, buying weird one-off items, pull out the phone. Well, I'll tell you what, one thing I have definitely noticed is since that time, there's a lot more people doing it. So you're welcome, You're welcome,
You're
people.
welcome. Yeah.
We showed them how to do it. We told them, the ins and the out, the pull up the T-shirts, pull out your phone, scan everything, look what's on Amazon Books. There's so many different ways to do it. And I guess that's kind of what happened. I mean, this room was full of stuff. And it's not that the buy-in's the fun part.
Oh, yeah, that's the great part.
The selling's the tough. I realized how people become hoarders, and we had to, we cleaned out all our stuff, and we sold quite a bit. I mean, that's the thing, is like, we sold a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like, we sold a lot of stuff. Financially came out, more than what we had sold, but not the, bringing in, tens of thousands of dollars every month. But now we've both really adjusted into our kind of niche. Like, we've adjusted into where it's fun now, and it's, the buying is good, but also the selling is like, it's really good. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and for what you're doing especially, you only have to sell one item and list one item.
Yeah.
And you're making a lot more than when you were doing 20 to 30 items. So your workloads went down a lot, which with your schedule and thing makes sense because you just didn't have the time.
No.
You had all the stuff, but you're thinking about, do I employ one of my kids? Do I hire somebody to do all this? And for what you're doing, it didn't work out. Some people it does.
Yeah.
But then you kind of made a pivot and said, hey, I'm going to get really into this specific thing. And you have.
Yeah.
And now you're one of only a few people, if that have some of these items.
Can I share a story that just happened this week?
Well, I
am Twitter-pated about this.
Well, Twitter-pated.
The Tiger Woods collection is going strong. Like I said, I've got all of his tickets/badges of all of his majors. I had 3 of the 15. No, I had 4 of the 15 that were non-Sunday winners. So it's like a third-round leader, but it doesn't say Tiger Woods winner. So, and everybody wants that Sunday best. That's just kind of the way that it works. All the Masters are the week, and everything else says Tiger Woods winner. There was one specific year that, I needed, and I found it. It's a 1 of 1. There is only one of these graded, and I just purchased it. I am beyond tickled pink because that means it's going into my collection.
You find it on eBay? Or did you
Yes, I did find it on eBay.
What do you dare disclose?
No, not until I have it in hand. Like, I've paid for the item. I'm like just looking here because you get the update. It says they've shipped it. I'm still waiting. It's kind of one of those things. Like, there was a ridiculous price on it, and I offered significantly lower. I figured it'd be like the dance.
Yeah.
And it was like instantaneously sold. And I was like,
so the person probably had it up for a while, had no hits whatsoever. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes people look. I mean, I got things up for ridiculous prices, which came back to bite me. Remind me when we talk about Frank and Sons and me trying to buy cards. I was pretty much negotiating and getting prices I set myself, which came back to bite me. But yeah, they sit up there and they have nothing, no movement, and people don't even comment on it because that's the way I'm my ballpark, my league. And so you say, hey, how about this much and sold, huh?
Yes, and I'm like way excited. It's been paid. I'm hoping once it happens. And then again, I've got 3 other items I need to send back to PSA, which we're part of a group called Boogers. It's a ticket collection type group, and PSA is quickly moving. A lot of the problems that I had earlier in the year, they're gone. They realized, hey, we need to get into this ticket market because Beckett got into it. I think that PSA bit off more than they could chew. That's just kind of my guess. Like the grading game got huge because of the pandemic, and they're buying all these other buildings. They're expanding. They're doubling and tripling sizes. They jack their prices up ridiculous, and now they have all these things they have to pay for, and they really have to realize, even though the ticket market is still so young, they got to deal with it. And grading things at a different size where you've done in the past, it just doesn't make sense to say, Derek, we can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's going to rub people the wrong way. And like you're saying, now there's competition in that space, which forever it was just PSA. Also, PSA sold the company, so everybody that was running it is gone. And, you get a new owners group in and stuff trying to run it. And
I had a nice little cash out when I got my stock purchased.
Yeah, me as well.
That was a good little increase on the old income.
And so, you kind of have that, okay, and they buy it at the peak. Like, the guy that bought it's a billionaire that owns the Mets and stuff, so it's not like money's a problem.
Yeah.
But you buy something at the peak, high as it's ever been. And that was the same. We were grading cards and selling cards, and we were making hand over fist. We were just, you grade anything, and it would sell. And now not so much. And I think it's kind of the same way as, okay, people waited a year and a half to get their cards back and stuff, but now... Yeah, they're not sending in as much. They're being a lot more selective.
Yep.
And like you're saying, they bought business. Well, they bought buildings. They expanded to the East Coast. Things aren't cheap.
No.
And they got to make some money somehow. So hopefully that works in our benefit. Maybe some more discounts and sales on submissions.
Yeah. So it's been really fun. Like I said, the collection's coming together. I've got some ideas. I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll have the full collection. All the Sundays, and then I'm just going to... Our buddy Phil, man, can I tell you what? I love Phil. Phil's a great guy. I went and saw him last week. I went and watched the Kentucky Derby at his place.
Yeah.
Want to get some of that good luck rolling.
That good mojo.
And, of course, two Phils took second. Should have threw some investment money on that one.
I should have as well.
You were the one down there placing the investment bets. But I pulled some cards... but I got talking with Phil just about cards, and man, that guy hit the timing right. A lot of what we're doing is timing, and you have to realize some of it's that fast dime or fast nickel or slow dime, and that's really what you have to kind of break it down to is how are you trying to make money at this, and are you enjoying making money at this?
Yeah, and I think we kind of got up in the hype our own self. You get something like a Michael Jordan signed, LeBron James, whatever. That's your slow dime.
Yeah.
Right? That's your thing. I don't care. I'll put up for $50,000 or whatever. And someday somebody's going to come pay for it.
Yes.
And you learn this from experience the hard way. I've done this with wrestling cards. You had your Luka rookies.
Yeah.
That should have been the fast nickel.
Oh, yes.
But we were all long-term investment. Everything was going crazy. Like, hold off. You can make a lot more money on this. You get the best offer on the thing. And you still haven't.
There was I believe it was an $850 offer on a card that I pulled from Phil's. Literally cost me like $13, and back then it was like $12 to grade. So I'm $25 into it, and I'm asking all these guys, "Oh, hold it, keep going, it'll go up, and like literally like 2 weeks later is when the cliff fell, and that $800 card turned into a $250 card.
Which you're still ahead, but you in your head, though, you think of the $600 difference. And
yeah, if you would have told me, hey, you can buy this for $250 and, or buy it for $25 and sell it for $250, I'd be like over the moon.
And the good and the bad is the guy's still playing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, will it ever go up to where it was? Probably not, but maybe.
Rumor is the Jazz are looking at him.
Jazz are looking at everybody. I shouldn't say that. Easy. A white basketball player in Utah? Yeah, bring him on in. We're good at that.
Yes, sir, we are.
I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm going to leave it in there.
See,
we can be a little more diverse around here.
That's the best part is, it's not just me that's the reason we're not getting these, keynote speakers. It's also you.
Oh, I never said it was you. I never did blame you.
That's the problem. When you get two together, there's two peas in a pod. So, D-Roy, we got a lot of content. We got to kick it out. We're going to, try to, I guess, stretch it out, make these things count. So,
well, you're leaving town again, and you never know what I'm going to do. So we need to, me and Adam, when we get together, instead, we used to do like 2-hour shows.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're trying to do more condensed shows.
Yeah.
But when we get together, we try to utilize our time. So we'll record, a few episodes.
Yeah.
And things happen in between, and then we'll try to remember and take them to the next episode. That's the other thing. We don't do the weekly update of, hey, here's what's going on at the eBay Collectors Board or stuff like that. I mean, it's just, most people that are into it and listen to us, if they're into the collectible side or whatever, they can go to the eBay, forums and read what's going on. Unless something drastic happens, shipping prices go up or that kind of thing. It just happens. We used to, we're not going to be like, UPS has raised rates from $3.99 to $4.05 or whatever. So there are other shows for that.
Yeah.
But they're nowhere near as entertaining as us.
No, there's not. And
you can't get derailed elsewhere.
No. Can I do a first on our ending?
Sure.
Give it to me, buddy.
First on our ending?
Yes.
Well, why am I giving it to you? I thought you said, can I do?
Well, I know. I just got it. You got to set me up.
Oh, there's two things in life that are for certain?
Y los dos cosas son muerte y impuestos.
We're well within our rights to use this song. We're aware that preaching copyright is wrong. With lots of dedication, we've researched the legislation, and this music has nowhere else it belongs. Derek is the king of Deathpiles, and Adam does his taxes all the while. Deathpiles and taxes, selling stuff online in between. Deathpiles and taxes, no copyright infringement to be seen. Derek is the king of Deathpiles, and Adam does his taxes all the while. Deathpiles and taxes, selling stuff online in between. Deathpiles and taxes, no copyright infringement